Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Min-Maxed Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue Bloodlords. As always, we want to give a shout out to all of those who support us on Patreon at our Lich level and above. Rock Jedi, Wolf, Blodimus Slump, Thunder Mammoth, The Trevor Project, Das Chris, Fizzgig, AC Goldner, Eric R. Ope, just gonna see right past you there, Indie Link, Tawdry Monster, Mercutio, Angel Shadow Art, Cyrendon, The Necromancer Forever, Doc Holiday, Corey, Robert T, Scrap Gear, Ted, True Chaos God, Kagan, Nero the GM, Jason K, Dicky Lopez, Bobson Dugnut, Rickety Ropebridge, Alex K, Toma Elaka, Frank L, Just Mike Works, Russ D, Argoon's Long Lost Elbow, Fig Tier, Zach S, Jamie H, Mr. Turtle, Sleeve, Darren, Caleb W, Pickle, Mr. Grimm, Firedown, M54 Ewaz, Jameson S, Eric R, +2 4+7 of Whacking, I'm Not a Robot, George F, Leohart, Har, Witch Hunter, Jeremy D, Matthew M, Scott E, Progeny of Kukulin, Liz Giggles, Curlistrious Specialty, Brandon K, Gringus Maximus, Andrew G, Ebon Flames, Booming Thunder, Henry, A School of Fish, Eisengem, Chris W, and James B. Thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 82. We have finally finished up combat in the Tower of Gnawed Bones. We heal up, loot, and head out, making sure to take Yurgak's corpse, which Kortash Kaine wanted. When we return to our rooms at the Tetrahedron, we find our place has been ransacked. Nothing seems to be missing, but Lucan broods over his coffin being defaced. We hit level 13. After resting up, we go see Kortash Kaine and deliver to him the corpse of Yurgak. He almost seems a bit surprised we succeeded so hard. We head back to our abode and make some bloodlordy plans. Kix looks into creating a demi-plane for his soul cage, Arius looks into starting his own faction to Zuriel, and Lucan throws a week-long undead gay rager to end all ragers and is subsequently famous for a while. We receive a letter from Kortash asking us to come and visit him once again.
Are we supposed to respond?
Nah, I suppose we just show up. I'm gonna get +2 on my on my charisma-based checks.
It's true, even with him you will. Doesn't specify, it just says NPC.
He's gonna be like, bros, I just thought that you were like new bloodlords. You didn't tell me you were party lords.
Party lords. Bro.
We go see Kortash Kaine.
I hate that you said bro.
This time, as you are escorted into Coffin Stone, you are not directed to the dining room as you have been in the past. In fact, in the atrium, as you're walking into Coffin Stone, Kortash is waiting, and he has Yurgak prepared with her spinal column dangling from the bottom of her torso as she floats next to Kortash. And she opens her mouth and Kortash speaks through her.
I've a specific request for you today.
As you wish, Kortash.
I've been spending nearly all of my time here in Mekatar, hosting nobles and dignitaries and visiting His Majesty a time or two. But I've been inside this manor the whole time. I would like to visit Awesome Harbor. You will escort me there.
Society check to know what Awesome Harbor is?
Well, you don't even need that. It's the main harbor for Mekatar, where the docks are. And as you can see at the map here, this is where all of Mekatar's inbound trade from the sea comes in.
I wish to see the dock at work.
Oh, I'm certain it can be fascinating. I say, do you want a deception check on that?
No. He would likely see right through it and just wouldn't even care to acknowledge it.
I have a +2. Let me roll my goddamn deception check.
Sure.
I get 36.
36. Hold on, let me pull up something real quick.
I hope he does see through it and knows that I don't care about the dock.
He doesn't acknowledge the comment. You can almost see him, like, eyeing you and then dismissing the comment by turning slightly away.
I have something for you.
And he reaches into his robes and pulls out 2 scrolls.
You may find these useful.
Oh, okay.
Scrolls of
I guess I'll take them.
Corpse Communion and Call Spirit.
Corpse Communion and Call Spirit. I'll have to look into. Are they spells or rituals? Corpse Communion's a ritual.
They're both rituals. And they have obvious uses, I think.
Now, take me to the docks.
I guess we do.
You know your way, roughly, around Mekatar, but getting to Awesome Harbor is not difficult. It basically boils down to you follow the river of rot out down through the harbor. When you make your way there, it is just after dusk, so as you travel south through Mekatar, you're leaving some of the protections from the sunlight, the large swaths of sheets and colorful banners that wrap the city don't exist all the way out at the edge where the harbor is. That being said, there's still bustle at all hours, even now after dusk, as you escort him in, and you see all sorts of life bustling back and forth, and unlife, from the puffed up nobility to the lowest of dock workers. All are represented here in some way, shape, or form. And he stops just at the entrance of the docks on the edge of the shore, and he stares out to the ocean, and he just stands there, watches.
I will just stand back and also watch, I guess, keeping an eye out for trouble. I feel like this is a trap. This is very trappy.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Both Lucan and Sundricker get a 32.
So you're looking around. Your little entourage here is garnering some attention, and Lucan, as you're paying attention and watching, Arius as well with a 31, are recognizing that folks are pointing you out, and you hear your name being whispered on their lips.
I enjoy being famous.
Arius is pleased. Clearly these people have heard the good word of Zerial.
Even if through subliminal dance music messaging. The scene moves on, but there doesn't seem to be anybody approaching you hostile or, being openly hostile toward you all.
Maybe they should. A little conflict never hurt anything. Start a fucking war.
After a few minutes, nothing happens. You're just standing there in silence at the waterfront's edge. Kortash turns to you, and his voice speaks.
I have seen enough. Farewell.
And he explodes in a spray of maggots as he disappears from the waterfront's edge.
Why is there so many maggots, dude? It's getting gross.
And he just teleported out. Boop. He'd seen enough. He's gone.
That was strange. That was clearly a ruse. That was clearly so he could be, seen with us at the docks, while I assume something else is happening. There are some machinations going on.
Perhaps our suite is being ransacked again.
God damn it. God damn it.
Do you guys still have belongings there? Why would you not just take everything with you? I have 0 belongings at our place except for bones.
Same.
Oh no, my bones! Let's get back!
Literally nothing there.
Oh no. My bones.
I share my concerns with the party and run back to our... Not run, but
I
walk
immediately
with
start
purpose.
sprinting back to go count my bones.
As soon as you realize that this could be a ruse and that somebody might be robbing you, you hear screams.
Of course we do.
This is Mekatar. Of course there's screams. I ignore them. I go count my bones.
Wow, there's a lot of screaming going on.
Yeah, sorry, I clicked the screaming dock workers button.
I clicked the screaming dock workers.
There
That's a
were, in
great
fact,
sentence.
screaming dock workers.
Yeah, that
That's
happened.
just a great sentence.
I want everybody to give me a perception check.
Perception!
Wow, that's a lot of plus 20s. Shara, Sundrinker, and Lucan all have plus 20 perception.
Plus 20.
18.
Pretty even across the board. Arius is the only one who's got an up on anyone.
He rolls a 3.
Yeah. What do you mean? He ain't got shit.
Lucan, with a 32, you notice on one of the ships that's docked very nearby are 2 humanoids. And you can see that they're hunched over, and all of the screaming workers were from this ship, and they actually all scream and scatter among the ship and start hiding behind banisters, behind the masts, and different, crates that have been loaded onto the ship already. There's a few barges nearby the ship that the people are hiding behind. But you get a good look at the 2 workers that are lurched over. They stand up, and their body is bulging and expanding in a chaotic and uncontrolled way. Like the skin is roiling underneath, and there's boils that are growing rapidly from these 2 men.
I see. Kortash was being a bro. Kortash knew something was about to happen, but he also wasn't in a position to do anything about it. So he placed us in a position where we'd be able to do something about it. All right. You are forgiven, Kortash Kaine. You are forgiven.
For now.
I understand. I understand your machinations now. I think. Am I right? Tell me I'm right. I'm so smart.
Did you guys get those images?
Yes, they are
Just
gross.
one. I only see one. I got the Rot Bomber transformation.
Yeah, who is exploding through his shirt.
Yes.
It is very pustulous.
Pustulous.
It looks very painful. I'm glad I'm not him.
So I want everybody to roll for initiative as the now large in size humanoids are roaring, ripping their clothes off of their bodies and slamming their fists down on the deck of the ship. So at the top of round 1, as the dock workers are screaming and running in all directions, and you identify the large creatures on the ship, it's your turn.
Whose turn? My turn. Oh shit.
Arius, it's your turn.
Arius uses his first action to move 35 feet. Second and third actions, he blink charges. Am I able to go behind here?
Ooh.
Is that a storage? Like
Yeah, you'd be standing on top of a crate, but yes, you could.
Tyler, how tall are these guys, and how high is this deck? Like, if I go up here, would I still be able to hit this guy?
Not with the railing there, no. You worried about standing on top of the crates?
Yeah. Well, I was more trying to get a good spot so that Shara could get into flanking, too.
Got it.
But there really isn't a good spot to do that, from what I can tell. I guess I blink charge back behind them on top of one of the crates where I'm in melee with both of them. And my blink charge will be against this southern one.
Let it never be said that Arius doesn't take advantage of an opportunity.
And I get a 39 to hit.
39 hits. You just slice across the pustulous body of this creature.
42 damage from my normal strike with an additional 7 force damage from my spell damage.
Damn. Alright.
It takes some extra damage? Cold iron?
Takes the extra damage from slashing, actually.
From slashing? Okay.
Yeah, weak 10 to slashing.
Threw down some damage there.
I don't think I showed you guys the picture of what this thing looks like after the transformation is complete.
Ew, it's hairy.
Oh, that's lovely. And it pulled off one of the things.
The pustules are all fine. It's the weird hair on its head and beard that I don't like.
It's like eyeballs falling out. That's kind of crazy.
Then after Arius, that takes us over to Shara. It's your turn.
Shara spends 3 actions running up to get next to both of them.
And that's all actions, right?
Yeah. That was a long ways.
It's a long ways.
Goofballs, I could have gotten you there.
All right, then after Shara, that takes us over to the Rot Bomber that Arius just laid into. They're going to use their first action
To be slowed 1.
So they're going to use 2 actions because they're slowed 1. That's just natural for them. So for their 2 actions, what they're going to do is they're going to reach back onto their back where all the pustules are and pull off 2 of them. And then they reach them high above their head and slam them down on Arius. And he actually leaps into the air.
Are those manipulate actions at all?
There's subordinate actions of leap, which has the move trait.
That is going to provoke.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is the move trait, so that would provoke.
36 to hit.
That hits.
Deal another 35 damage. And Shara, why don't you take some temp HP?
Well, I don't mind if I do.
This is great. As he leaps into the air and you slice at him, you actually cut one of his pustules wide open, and with a pressurized it comes out. All of the energy and the yuck that's in that pustule sprays out in a 10-foot emanation. And it's actually going to get Shara, the other Rot Bomber, and Arius. And I need all of them to give me a fortitude save.
I rolled a nat 1.
I rolled a 5.
I don't want to use a hero point this fucking early. Tyler, you giving out hero points every hour on the hour?
Every hour on the hour.
I mean, I gave one to Lucan earlier. We're actually right coming up on hour 2 here.
I'm going to save my hero point. We'll see how bad a crit fail is.
I don't suppose this is an inhaled thing.
It doesn't have any of those traits.
Oh, good. Sickened 2. Sickened 3 for Arius.
Sickened 3.
For the failures, it's a sickened 2 condition, which is the Shara. On critical failure, it's sickened 3, and that accompanying Rot Bomber is standing right next to him, and he critically failed his save, so they are also sickened 3. And then he lands with the 2 pustules in hand and slams them onto Arius, all at the same time while that explosion happens and that sickening blah.
How does a skeleton retch?
I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. 43 to hit Arius.
Yeah, it's a critical hit.
Yeah. So Arius is going to take 57 points of bludgeoning, and if the strike hits, it deals an additional 4d6 bludgeoning damage. So take another 13 on top of that.
That was a fast 70 damage.
It happens real quick. That's its turn. Kicks. The ship is covered in pustules. It's kind of gross looking. People are screaming. Wait, hold on. Let me find the screaming Dock Workers button. People are screaming.
Well, I'm done. I moved into place.
All 3 actions to move up to the edge of the boat.
Yeah, it's just the boat that's got the gross on it, right?
Yep.
Or the dock got it too.
The dock looks
Okay.
good.
And I'm satisfied.
That takes us over to Lucan. It's your turn.
Oh, we'll do 1 action of tandem movement to move a little closer. We'll do another, I guess another tandem movement to get a little closer still. Which leaves me with only 1 action. I guess with which I will cast Boost Eidolon. And will use a free action to cast Extend Boost and make a nature check. I get a... Nope. Nat 1. So I still get the Extend Boost, which I do as a... I should clarify doing it as an act together. And so then Sundrinker has boost on them for this round only. And we will slash out at one of these real gross boys. We'll do the one that's a little bit more injured, and we will indeed do slashing. Getting a 32 to hit.
32 hits.
Excellent. We will deal. Love this new weapon. So good. That's going to be like 26 slashing, 4 acid, and it has 1d6 bleed on it.
Well, it can't bleed, but
Damn.
It takes an additional 10 points of damage because you use slashing.
Oh, good. I love that.
Yeah.
I was kind of afraid for a second there you're going to say it like sprays Iker at like the people in melee with it as I slash it.
Well, I mean,
I'm glad that's not the case.
That could happen. I actually just have to make this flat check here real quick to see if it does. No, it doesn't happen this time.
Okay. All right. Because that would certainly seem thematically appropriate.
Yeah, with the slashing. Yep. You do deal all that extra damage, though, so this one's getting cut down.
Nice. I'm done.
That takes us over to the other Rot Bomber at the bottom of the round. This one had critically failed its save for the second, so it's mindless, right? Yeah, it's mindless. It doesn't go out of its way to try to clear its second condition. Instead, what it does is it attacks Shara mindlessly.
Mindless kicks, take it over. It's yours now.
Which it's going to use that gaseous smash, pulling 2 pustules off its back and leaping into the air, and then smashing down onto Shara. Shara does a 29 hit?
No.
And you just knock the 2 pustules out of the way just as he's landing, throwing him off balance with your shield. Easy peasy. That takes us to the top of round 2. Arius, it's your turn.
This guy's already pretty badly injured. I'll power attack him. Actually, first I'll try to retch and do that fortitude save. I get a 36.
That's a success.
So that drops it by 1. On to second 2. Perfect. Now I power attack. And I get a 37 to hit.
Nice. That hits.
And I deal 42 damage.
Ooh. Big hit. Takes 52 as you slice another big chunk off of him, and some of the pustules kind of fall harmlessly to the deck as you're slicing swaths of its skin off. None of the pustules erupt. That takes us over to Shara. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. Let's try to go into Dread Martial stance. Actually, let's try to retch first. Let's see. Where's that? Fortitude save. No. I fail. And so, no, we're going to forego the Dread Martial stance for now. It's not a big deal. I'm going to raise shield. Now we're going to try to hit this one that looks like it's almost dead. And get a 40 to hit.
40 hits.
We will deal 12 damage.
12. Turns out to 22 because of the weakness to slashing. It does not.
Almost doubled it.
Does not take out the Rot Bomber, though. They are still standing.
Yeah, the 1 and 3 damage didn't. 1 and 3 on the d6s didn't do much.
You do, however, rupture one of the pustules and it explodes,
Gross.
spraying the deck once more with the disgusting, well, yuck. I don't know. I don't want to describe it too much. Just thinking about it makes me yuck. Anyways, fortitude save from Arius and Shara.
I thought we were immune to it.
Is this the pressurized pustules? We should be
Oh,
immune
that's
for
right.
24 hours.
You are immune for 24 hours. So is the other guy. And unfortunately for Kix, he is close enough. Kix, give me a fortitude save.
Fortitude save.
38. 38. You're good. You're good. You hop out of the way in time before you get splashed.
That's not how fortitude saves work. He gets splashed and he just tanks through it. He's a lich. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, ew, what the fuck?
But that's it.
But he's not grossed out by it because he's a lich and he's seen much worse.
Obviously. Thank you, Ted. Well, it didn't quite take this one down, so it is going to use its actions to, again, pull 2 pustules off its back, leap into the air, and attempt to smash down on Arius.
Attack of opportunity. I'm a hero point it.
Well, I can take mine too.
You take yours before I hero point mine.
Yeah, let's do that. Because I hit with a 31.
31 hits.
Seriously, I was 1 away. Come
You
on.
were 1 away.
Which means the second condition is what kept you from getting there.
I deal him 32 damage.
Well, that is enough to, while he's in the air, cut him down, and he flops to the deck of the ship, no longer moving.
Hell yeah.
I no longer need to use that hero point. Thank you.
Saved. That takes us over to Kix. It's your turn.
A perfectly fine gross thing.
Yes. The gross thing has yet to be harmed. He's just chilling.
I attack him with stuff around. I throw his own pustule at him or something. And get a 2 on the dice for 24.
Yeah, that'll not do it.
I will pass turn. Really eventful stuff.
That takes us over to Lucan. It's your turn.
Hell yeah. Let's cast that boost Eidolon again. Oh, fuck it. I'm not even going to worry about the extend boost. This guy's going down. That's one action, act together. With their single action from act together, Sundrinker will attack this dude. We're going to go slashy slash.
Gross.
And we'll get on that 20.
Yeah. That crit.
We're going to deal him 59 damage.
Yeah, that's a big one. On the critical hit, its armor takes damage, but I don't think it's wearing armor. No, it's not.
That's pretty cool. That was a thing.
Yeah, the acid. Look at that.
Or it deals the damage to the shield if its shield is raised. It's pretty fucking cool.
That's a decent amount of damage straight to armor, too. 3d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. That's a lot.
So it's unaffected by the bleed, obviously, but it does take the additional damage
From being slashing.
from slashing.
69.
Yeah, 69. Action 2, we just attack again. Aw, I miss on that one. Action 3, we just attack again.
Uh-oh.
Aw, I miss on that one too. Rolled bad. But that's okay. Had one good hit.
Well, that takes us over to it. It is going to attack Shara. Zeroing in. It gets a 33 to hit.
Nah.
He does the whole leap in the air thing, but I don't think anybody has any reactions.
Oh, I do. I just went. I hit him with a 32.
Yeah, yep.
And we'll deal him 34.
More damage. 44 damage, truly.
Yay!
Okay, now it's Arius' turn.
Why not delay? I can move into flanking.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll delay.
You deal more damage than I do, so.
Alright, then Shara.
Okay, we will raise shield. We will then use shielded movement to move up to half my speed without causing tax opportunity or reactions
Nice.
in the event that he has one.
Not really, but
Which gets me into flanking, and then 3, we will just attack him. 41.
41 is a critical hit.
We will deal 30 damage.
30 turns into 40. And that's a big hit, slice off. Then Arius probably wants to go. Arius, it's your turn.
I will start by trying to retch again. I get a nat 20, so that should remove my second
Nice.
2 down to nothing.
You got it.
Kind of sad I didn't get that nat 20 on my next hit, but we'll see how this goes. Second and third actions, I power attack. 30 to hit.
30 hits.
That is some low dice rolls. Okay, 35 damage.
5. Bumps up because of the slashing, but that takes all of it.
That's my turn.
That takes us over to Kix. It's your turn.
Oh, he's almost dead. Let's kill him. Unleash Psyche. Amp telekinetic.
Ooh, what kind?
Oh, I was like slashing protractor.
Obviously. I gotta bring the protractor back out. It's got such a kill streak.
Just walking around with protractors now.
The metal ones.
Critical miss.
Oh, not ones. Well.
Oh, you think I'm done? You're wrong.
Oh, you're not done? Okay. Oh yeah, side burst.
Reflex save.
Obviously.
No, it's like a will save.
Okay. Gets a 32.
Saves on the dot, but there's 8 mental damage.
He takes 0 mental damage.
Nice, dude. Why did I switch it when I knew what it was?
Lucan, it's
I
your
just
turn.
didn't want to do anything.
There's no brains.
Yeah, action 1, just act together, boost Eidolon. There's really no reason for me to do anything other than just slash at this guy since it's so effective. With Sundrinker's single action from Act Together, they will slash. And get a 32 to hit.
32 hits.
Some damage, 42 damage.
What a monster. You're such a monster now, Sundrinker.
Yeah, it really made a difference. Plus, I got Master this level.
On strikes.
And so,
That makes
on
a
strikes.
huge
And
difference.
and that means also my weapon specialization goes up.
Plus, got a critical or greater striking rune.
Greater striking rune and the corrosive. So, yeah, it's like Sundrinker's strikes are now like more than twice as deadly as they were last level.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to take a guess at how many hit points this thing had left?
52 exactly?
Exactly 52 hit points. That 42 with the weakness turns into 52, and you cut it down. And the screaming stops as the last of the rot bombers is cut down.
Rot bombers.
And the dock workers hesitantly poke their heads out and begin looking around. You notice that the dock, or at least this dock, is mostly cleared of people. Either undead nobility who just don't care to get the, pus on their clothing, to quick that are just terrified of whatever this thing's going to do to them. But there wasn't a single casualty. Congratulations. You get additional XP for that.
Oh, good.
Well, it helps that they were weak to slashing, which is basically all we do.
It is, isn't it?
We have the option of piercing and bludgeoning.
Yeah, I could do blood, but my slashing is better. Well, just because of the bleed, which didn't matter anyway.
Make 'em bleed.
Arius yells out to all the people on the, the docks or whatever. Have you heard of Zerial? From on top of the crate.
We're forming a new faction, and I, Lucan Hollow, Master of Ceremonies, will be part of it.
The people are, coming out from their hiding places, and they're hesitantly kind of slow clapping, which then begins to rise in volume as they realize that the danger has been averted. And oh my god, is that Lucan Hollow? Lucan Hollow saved this ship and all of its dock workers. And just as Lucan is taking in the attention that's beginning to rise quickly at his recognition, do you guys want to roll for initiative again? Or do you want to keep the initiative that you have?
Keep.
I'm going with the initiative we have.
As I look at me and Shara's 38s, like, yeah, we'll stay there.
I was starting to move up to see what was going on this ship to do some investigating, so I'm closer now, I guess. We'll see if that ends up being a poor decision.
Depends on what you consider a poor decision.
Anything that gets me closer to the baddies, especially when they're gross.
Gross baddies are never fun.
I mean, honestly, these guys are pretty fun. They were weak to slashing, and that just makes cutting through them, it's just very satisfying.
Super easy, right? Just as you're beginning to receive the people and they're coming out from their hiding places, the screams start up once more as 6 wraiths rise from various portions of the boat and from the docks, all swinging at the quick.
My brain thought that was me.
Well, you've been the quick for so long.
Did we have any time in between this, or does this happen like immediately?
Literal moments as the words are coming out of Lucan's mouth. So they're incorporeal creatures. They look as though they're clothed in dark robes, and they were incorporeal as they came up through the ship and the docks and the nearby waters and begin to threaten the dock workers. And you can see each one of the 6 around begins to take aim at someone that isn't you all necessarily to begin attacking them. So, at the top of round 1, Shara and Arius are tied with a 38. Who goes first?
I think Shara technically does.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to take long.
I delayed till after you.
I allowed you to hold the initiative that you were at, but I'm resetting it for the purposes of the combat, so this is a new combat. I'll give you the choice.
Shara will raise shield. Let's try to retch. I want to get rid of this sickened. Not when I'm rolling 3s.
These guys all next to Quick, or where are the Quick technically at?
The Quick are all hiding, and they are all next to Quick. Consider that the Quick are all, shrinking away and not necessarily being obstructive when it comes for movement. So I don't have any tokens for them up and around the map, but consider that each one of them is adjacent to a Quick or a group of Quick about to strike them.
Okay, that could slightly change. I mean, you said a Quick or a group of Quick on the boats.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of them groups, or is it individual Quicks?
On the boats, there are 15 dock workers.
3 different ones I could get to.
Yeah, so there's the dock workers are spread among the 3 different boats, the 2 barges, and then the main boat. So between the 15 and the 5, each one has at least, they each have a group of 3 nearby them.
Oh, well then I will move to the east to get next to one of these guys and near another one, and that will be the end of my turn.
Arius, it's your turn.
Are these boats all kind of level with each other, or are the ones to the right of me higher up or lower? Or
The ones to the right of you were a little bit lower,
all right,
because they're barges laden with cargo.
I leap 20 feet next to this guy.
Nice. Nice.
So I have over 30 feet, so I get a 15-foot leap, and I have boots of bounding, which automatically gives me an additional 5 feet when jumping horizontally.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
So I leap 20 feet without having to make a check.
And that's a single action?
That's a
It's a
single
standard
action.
leap? That's fucking
Yep.
awesome.
The boots of bounding. And then second and third actions, I will power attack the one next to me.
Nice. All right.
I get a 38 to hit.
38 hits.
I deal it 45 damage
5.
with my ghost touch sword.
Which means it connects and hurts all the way through the Wraith, and they scream in aggravation. I don't think this actually affects you. It has an aura called Draining Presence, but it has the Void trait. So I feel as though this is just imparting the drained condition. Because it has the Void trait, you're all immune to it. Would that be correct? Or is it that you're just specifically immune to Void damage?
I think we're just specifically avoid damage.
Okay. Not the Void, not things with the Void trait.
Off the top of my head, I would say that sounds correct.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just double check your basic under benefits, because then I'll need a fortitude save from Shara and Arius as they get close to the Wraiths. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so, yep, both Shara and Arius give me fortitude saves.
What the fuck?
Well, Arius rolls another natural 1,
Shara got a 39.
which is a critical success without your Juggernaut.
I rolled a nat 1. Fuck it, I'll just take the nat 1, it's fine.
Take the nat 1? Okay. The critical failure does not make this worse. However, that puts drained 1 onto Arius.
Oh no.
That is going to take us over to a few of the Wraiths. Shara ended up approaching the Wraith that is going next. So instead of focusing on the dock workers that are loading up the boat here, they will instead turn their attention to Shara.
For now.
Well, yeah. They're going to do the thing that all of these creatures do. It reaches out and strikes Shara with a spectral hand. Duck gets a nat 20.
Oh no.
Shara, take 45 critical void damage.
Shara takes no damage.
And it stops.
I feel like this would be like an extreme encounter if it wasn't for the fact we're undead.
In fact, there was only supposed to be 3 of them, and Tyler's like, fuck it doesn't matter. I'm throwing 6 out there to make it look more intimidating.
Now, the book does have 6 written in.
I wouldn't have blamed you. It's like, let's make this more dramatic. There's fucking 6 of them.
So, Shara, it uses basically the rest of its actions learning that you cannot be harmed by anything that it can do. But it's completely distracted from the dock workers in the meantime. which takes us over to the Wraith that Arius is standing next to. They're going to use their whole action, or their whole round, discovering the same thing. I'm not even going to attack. Why would I bother? Kix, it's your turn.
Yo. I don't know. I'm going to move up 15 feet. And then, oh, actually, it's the start of the encounter. I got a free check in master. What do I need to check
For recall knowledge? Yeah. Religion.
Alright, well, how about cha-cha-cha? Well, it's not free, but I'll do it anyways, sure. Ooh, I'm just gonna not do anything this game. Let's do a...
Kix, you know these are Wraiths. That's about it.
A 60-foot cone.
Okay. Targeting the Wraiths, right? This is that one that just targets enemies, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Hit me.
Will saves.
So many will saves. Okay, we got a 34, a 26, and a 36. So 2 successes and 1 failure.
49 damage.
They take some of that damage.
They do. That's what I've got.
That takes us over to some more of the Wraiths. The next Wraith up on the list does not have any party members who are harassing them or nearby them to target. They spend their action focusing down one of the dock workers, killing them in that round. Taking us over to another one who does the same thing. So 2 dock workers are now dead. Lucan, it's your turn.
Action 1, tandem movement. Sundrinker moves onto the ship. It's within some kind of range of a fuel line. Lucan takes a couple steps forward on the docks towards the south, actually getting a little bit closer to a couple of them. Action 2 and 3 act together. Lucan targets the 2 southernmost and will cast Electric Arc.
Aha.
Reflex save.
Safely avoiding the nearby dock workers.
That's the hope.
We get a 39 and a 40.
Both succeed, but don't critically succeed.
Nice.
You're 18 and 19 on the die.
Yeah, got lucky.
So here's 22 electric arc damage, 11 to each of them.
Which reduces down.
And Sundrinker does it.
It does.
They each take 1. All right.
They are resistant to all sources of damage except Force, Ghost, Touch, Vitality. And they also have double resistance against non-magical things.
Yeah, makes sense.
But you still dealt them damage and got their attention.
Yeah, and that's the idea with Sundrinker as well. We'll reach out to the one that's further away to the east on the other ship, reaching across the ships, across the water, and we'll take a swing. We'll get a 32 to hit.
That hits.
I don't know if this will do enough to do anything, but there's 27 damage.
It is enough to deal at least 13.
Okay. That's my turn. Just trying to get their attention. In fact, I'll have Sundrinker move all the way up into direct melee, direct.
This
right
other
next
one's
to
face.
The one to the north, yeah.
Make it so they can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us over to the 2 Wraiths that Lucan just electric arced. They are both going to mob him. They both come right up onto Lucan Hollow.
Lucan strikes a pose like he's ready for combat. Very dramatically.
They flank you, hovering in the air. They swipe at you and everything, and they realize, oh, fuck, this is a vampire. Well, shit.
Haha.
What a waste of a round. Shara, at the top of round 2. It's your turn.
Okay, let's try Dread Martial Stance again. Ooh, get a 35.
That's a success. DC at this level is 31.
So we don't know anything about these things yet?
No. Religion check if you want to do a recall knowledge on them.
Sure, why not? 31.
31 is a success. These are Dread Wraiths. What do you want to know about them?
Do they have the ability to turn quick into undead?
They do.
So when they kill someone, they come back as undead?
A living humanoid slain by a Wraith's spectral hand strike rises as a Wraith spawn after 1d4 rounds.
Well, damn. Now I'm really conflicted.
Wait a second. They're making undead?
Every
Yeah.
time they kill one of the humans with the spectral strike, they're raising more Wraiths.
Do we just let this happen?
How does Geb feel about Wraiths? Like the land? Are they like menaces to Geb, or
Not necessarily. Wraiths aren't mindless creatures. Wraiths typically, if they're a Wraith spawn, don't have full free will that's under the command of the Wraith that killed it. However, if a Wraith spawn's master, the one that, created them, gets slain or is destroyed, that spawn becomes a fully fledged autonomous Wraith where it gains free will. And at that point, they have what they need to be a sentient citizen of Geb. So these are not mindless creatures. However, the dead laws do have very specific requirements if you want to be raising dead from the quick. It has to be done properly. And these are dock workers, and they very likely do not have the paperwork to do what they're doing.
Fucking paperwork. The bureaucracy.
You need licenses for this sort of shit. You can't just
Didn't
go...
file the correct form.
You gotta file the paperwork, man. You can't just go slaughtering the crew of an export ship because you feel like it. How they gonna do business?
I fucking love this campaign.
So that's the interesting thing about this whole thing, Shara, is that while at a very base level, yeah, this seems pretty chill, pretty cool. From Geb the country and the dead laws perspective, this is illegal as fuck.
do they speak Necro?
They do?
I suppose making an impression takes like a minute. We don't have time for that.
Unfortunately, yeah. There's some skill feats for that, but I can't imagine you're focusing it at all.
No. Just gonna ask him. Could you not do that? That's really against the law. Technically, I know. I mean, I get it. Urgathoa. I mean, I'm with you. Undead, great things. But we're really not supposed to do this. Can we not?
Can you give me a diplomacy check? I know this isn't technically creating an impression, but I have a piece that I want to drop. I want to see if you catch them off guard enough.
Oh, that was on an 18.
Nah, it's a
And then
fail.
I rolled to a 4. So, 25.
Hero point it. Hero point it.
Sure, why not?
Social checks. That's where you spend hero points.
That's... Oh,
Worse.
and then it was on a 17 and then went to a 3.
No.
Fuck you, Fantasy Grounds. Fuck you.
Wasn't meant to be.
It's totally just a carryover from Moonlight. Whenever I want to do something cool socially, our rolling programs are like, go fuck yourself.
Go eat a dick. Virtual dice don't like you.
I tried to be cool, but I'm sure I failed, and that's my turn.
Yeah. Fuck off, copper. Arius, it's your turn.
I power attack.
It's just weird to think of Wraiths like talking like that. Fuck off, Kappa.
30 to hit.
30 hits.
48 damage.
Ooh, just cutting chunks off of this one. Ectoplasmic chunks. It's got an arm that's falling into the ocean and just is dissolving into nothing.
Third action, I just take another swing, see if I can get a crit.
Ooh, yeah. 27 will miss.
I rolled well too, but no.
Okay, that's going to take us over to the Wraith that has been engaging with Shara. The Wraith turns away from Shara and begins attacking those on the other side.
And Shara's trying to decide if she cares. Not sure she does.
What's that gif of Nathan Fillion from Firefly going, he kind of holds his pencil. They end up killing a quick. Now the one down by Arius, who goes next, isn't quite so chill right now. They are literally coming apart. They flee.
Take a swing. Or hero point him. I got 26 to hit and missed.
Aww.
And did not do any better. 28 to hit and missed.
That will miss.
Fuck you, Foundry.
That takes us over to Kix. It's your turn.
Did I call it Foundry earlier or Fantasy Grounds?
I'm not sure.
I can't
don't know.
remember.
Both programs hated you for that, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. They both did.
I don't think anybody's told Arius what's happening.
Kix is a lich. He's like, that's the life of a quick. Well,
Should have figured out how to become a lich.
Arius just wanted
Pretty
to fight,
easy.
so
It just.
he doesn't actually care about the quick.
Hasn't used his ghost touch sword in a while. Not to its fullest, right?
I'm measuring something out here. Wham! Yeah, this looks like a good place to stand then.
Get right in the middle.
I'm gonna move 5 feet over here.
Why though?
I just want to make sure it doesn't affect the allies. And if it does, fuck them. They're in the way.
I like this new Kix.
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh my goodness.
Could I get a will save from those 5?
Holy shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at all that. Okay, alright.
I mean, their wills are pretty good, so...
Their will
but
saves are
still,
pretty good, but...
It's all I got, because I'm me.
Synaptic Pulse. Alright, let's see. It's gonna take a minute to roll all these.
You did it.
Looks like we got 3 failures and 2 successes.
3 stunned 2s and 2 stunned 1s.
Yikes.
That's all I got.
I mean, that ain't nothing.
Just trying to speed up the combat, make Tyler do less things. I'm helping you out.
Thanks.
I guess if there's any fucking quick in the area, there's probably stunned 2. They're my enemies.
Oh, specifically, yeah, okay. Alright. I hear you.
You gotta show off the power a little bit.
Was the one that Arius is attacking not close enough?
I don't think so. I
No,
can double
okay.
check.
It's a 30-foot emanation, right?
Yeah.
Nope, that does fit him in.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because the emanation is from your center
Let's get another one.
and emanates out from the edges. So yeah, give me just a second while I make another will save. Last one. This one gets a 41, which is just a regular success.
So he's also
Jeez,
stunned.
that's not a crit?
Yeah. No, it's 32.
Damn.
Yeah, I kind of thought damn too.
God damn. Well, then after Kix, that takes us over to the Wraiths, who are up being engaged by Sundrinker on the north side of the map here. This one's stunned too, and it doesn't really have enough of an opportunity to attack any of the quick with that, and with its one action will slide over to Sundrinker, thinking that they could, damage a plant.
Sure.
But they can't use any other actions because stunned too.
Excellent.
The other Wraith also is stunned too, and I believe it already learned its lesson last time about Lucan, or about Sundrinker. Turns and begins to attack a quick. Another one's going to go down. There's only one up on that side over there now. Lucan, it's your turn.
The free action, Sundrinker looks at this one right in front of them that attacked her quick. Cease. And Lucan will look at these two and say, in neck roll, "Now look, this is quite uncalled for. I've got your attention now. It is time for this to stop." And just to put the point home, I'll shock these two. Attack add 2 action, act together, shocking them.
All right.
Electric arc.
38 and a 31.
A success and a failure. So they'll take either 25 or 12. Except a lot less than that.
Yeah. Take like 10, but...
And then Sundrinker will take their single action from the act together and attack the one that's still fighting people. Stop it. Stop. Gets a 45 to hit.
That's a critical hit.
Don't have boost eidolon up right now, but that's all right.
Goodness gracious, that's 15 over what you need for a critical hit.
Excellent. We'll get a 51 damage. Deal something to it, I guess.
Dan, take some of that damage.
And then with my third action, Cedric is just going to do it again. Swing and miss.
Well, that's the two wraiths that are down surrounding Lucan. They are both stunned 1. We'll lose that at the beginning of their turn. The one here... Well, actually, one of them is stunned 2.
At the beginning of their turn?
At the beginning of their turn. Yeah, it goes off as they lose their action.
first action.
Oh, right, because they've already lost the... Yeah,
They're losing the action. So the one that is was stunned 2 is going to 5-foot step back away from Lucan. And the other one's going to fly further south to the one that Arius is attacking. And is going to say, "Everybody book it! We can't hurt these guys!"
Why do they talk like this?
I'm so glad that's how the Wraiths talk. This is an excellent creative decision on your part, Tyler. Pick a hero point.
Oh, thanks.
They're from Boston?
Yeah. Boston Wraiths.
The Boston Wraiths.
Boston Wraiths. They will, on their turns, flee. They're all going to flee east, over Awesome Harbor, away from the city of Mekatar. As they flee, do you want to attack them?
No. I just want them to not be doing what they're doing.
Arius.
Assume Arius.
I don't have an attack of opportunity.
By the time the one that's next to you goes, you would have your attack of opportunity back. In fact, it might not even get a chance to flee.
Sure. I'll try and kill that one then.
It's clear that they're fleeing.
Kix, you should go take over all of the undead that they just created.
What, do I just convince them?
I don't know. Don't you have a thing that you can, take control of mindless undead?
Oh, yeah. I suppose I do.
36 to hit the one that I've been focusing on.
That hits.
39 damage.
And that's enough to make it puff away.
Okay, I'm glad I at least killed one.
They got Jerry! And then they all flee. Moments after the end of combat, those wraiths, 4 total dock workers that were slain, and those wraiths rise up and their ghostly forms travel, trailing after the wraiths that fled. I need a perception check from everyone.
All right.
Not good.
We don't give a fuck.
34 from Lucan.
Okay. Is that the highest we got? Lucan with a 34?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yep, I got 33.
As the 6 wraiths and their newly acquired spawn flee out over Awesome Harbor, over the ocean, Lucan catches from the corner of his eye another wraith. This one, however, is fleeing into the city of Mekatar from nearby. In fact, you got high enough on your perception check, you see that it strangely seems to be carrying some sort of cloth-covered bundle and is moving deeper into the city.
How far from me would you say it is?
Not close enough for you to immediately do anything about, but close enough for you to see and note the direction that they're moving.
That's what you think. How far?
Okay, what are you going to do?
Use my cape at the mountebank.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
We're going to enter a chase sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess Kortash is kind of a bro now, leading us to this peculiar incident. But what does it all mean? I guess we have some wraiths to chase down to try and learn stuff. But will we be able to catch them? Find out next time as we continue Bloodlords. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.